Monday. She's stuck at home again today. She can't go outside with her friends to play. She can't say hello to them on Skype. There isn't a laptop or tablet in sight. She sits on the sofa watching TV. The newsreader's painting a picture. It's bleak. He's talking of sickness, death, fear and grief. Still so little sign of relief.
We were doing Pandora's box at school. Did they mention COVID-19? She doesn't recall. Yes, that must be it. The gods are running riot. And now our daily hustle and bustle has fallen quiet. But she must be sure to tell Mum what they're left with is hope. She's out working for the NHS, making sure it can cope.
Wednesday. One like no other. Yesterday's rainbow drawing brought no colour. She's now impatiently waiting at 2 meters as the signs are stating.
A figure stood stirring, staring behind her, her ethnicity quiet, and she watches the ground to keep it quieter, because now it seems the loudest in the newspapers. She knows what you think and you say when you angle your shopping further away from her and the things she's about to buy as quickly as she can to avoid their darting eyes.
Because she notices their fear and shame as much as she notices the glaring, the calculating, the likelihood that the disease appeared in her blood rather than travelled overseas into her, and now in the same aisle as you. She supposes she should thank that you're careful with her, as she would be careful with you.
Motivation is thin and her energy is thinner. Her strength to stand up to their intolerance is thinnest because we're all scared and we're all wary of who we can trust, but it's what travels in the particles between us.
Friday. No difference from yesterday. She waits with her hands clutching Mum's again in a queue she's seen so many of before, all stand 2 shopping trolley lengths, guards at the door, though she stays quiet and complains no more.
There's a new rule now, Mum says. I'm going to do some shopping, but I won't be far away. Hold the trolley handle and don't let go, and stay wherever I leave you so I'll know. She watches Mum as she shuffles and weaves in and out of the people around. Mum tries hard to be quiet and invisible, shuffles around to find what needs to be found. She comes back with a big bag of brown rice, triumphantly adds it to the crate.
An unsmiling stranger looms over her space. Masks are not enough to hide their scowling face. They shield her from the spit as they begin to howl, but before anything her mum stands between and takes the full blow of the row. She doesn't say anything vile, she just turns and pushes away from the stage. So why is Mum getting blamed all the while? Was it their fault? Even as they leave the aisle, the harsh shouting doesn't come to a halt. She remembers now before this lockdown they were in, when she would be at school instead of the shops. Her cheeks were rounded to compare, but yellow skin the other kids would mock.
Saturday. 2 meters by 2 meters, again line by line they stand, irritable and fidgety. She's dangling off her mother's hand. Only difference now from the other day's scene is that Mum now waits in her uniform of green. Her daughter twisting in her grip this way and that, turning somersaults in her mind. Don't do that.
They crawl at a snail's pace, staying alert. She bets Glacier's moved faster. Why does her mum still have to go to work? Dad's cooking is a disaster.
And yesterday's attack still fresh, still feeling like a battered victim just because of the colour of her skin.
But something new is going on. Excited anticipation. A ripple is spreading across the car park below a banner which reads, "Feeding the Nation."
People nudging each other, talking behind their hands. A man moves Mum and her to the front, and people are nodding as though they understand.
A cheer breaks out. A couple shouts, "Let's give her a round of applause." My mum turns and grins, apparently aware of why all these people seem to so greatly care.
We move ahead to the front of the queue. People are cheering them. All, not just a few.
Why is everyone clapping? She can hardly guess, but then Mum pushes away a tear and explains,
Because I'm a paramedic for the NHS.